Yo, what's good? It's the Pride of the East Side, DJ MH Twitter. Welcome to another dope episode of East Side Certified. Today we got the homie Dre Marro in the building. And again, shout out to the good people over at Deeply Rooted, man, who made this custom varsity jacket for me. Check it out. Y'all rocking with it. Go to deeplyrooted07.com right now. East Side Certified. Let's go.
You're tuned in to East Side Certified. DJ MH Twitter. Brand new banger. Exclusive hot.
Bury those cockroaches!
Yo, what's good, people? It's the Pride of the East Side, DJ MH Twitter. Welcome to another dope episode of East Side Certified. And right now in the building, I have one of the super dope, super talented, one of the most lyrical artists I've came across in a long time, man. I got a chance to meet him. I know y'all tired of me doing this, but I got to do it and give credit to what credit is due. But I got a chance to meet him when I was co-hosting on Determined Radio with Felice. Yes, that same Felice. And Stacy, and this guy, you know, he was so dope and so talented that I felt it's only right that we get him over here on Eastside Certified. So we got the homie Dre Marro in the building. How you doing, bro?
What's up, everybody? I appreciate you. I'm good.
No
Thanks
doubt.
for having me.
Welcome to Eastside Certified.
Hey, man, I'm blessed to be here, man. I appreciate you.
No doubt. So I like to start like this with everybody who come through. Who is Dre Marro?
Dre Marro, man, I'm originally was raised in Kenosha, Wisconsin. I was born in Park Ridge, Illinois.
Okay.
But I grew up in Kenosha, and now I consider myself a Chicago-based artist based on the fact that this is where I do a lot of my shows, where I have a lot of my connections at. But, you know, I'm trying to take this internationally and doing it one day at a time, you know, and just trying to inspire people through music.
Okay, hold on.
So that's who I am. And I'm a hip-hop artist to the core. Soul, heart, and mind and body and everything.
But I got a question.
Yeah.
Before we get into this interview, I got a question because you said you was born in Kenosha.
No, born in Park Ridge, raised in Kenosha.
Oh, born in Park Ridge, raised in Kenosha. Bears or Packers?
That's a hard one to answer, but I'm gonna tell you. So I'm a Bears fan to my core through my family. But man, I'm a sad Bears fan right now because we need to do better.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
But definitely no Packers, fudge Packers, boo. And it's crazy because I grew up in a border town where like literally half the city is cut in half. And when I was a kid, I was like a closet Bears fan.
Okay.
Because all my friends were Packer fans, and I'd be like, oh yeah, Packers. And then I get home and then I put on my Bears stuff. And then one day I woke up, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna talk some smack to everybody because we went in. It was the season in 2005 when the Bears went to the Super Bowl. So I'm thinking I got the upper hand. And then what happens? We get to the 2012 season where it was the Bears and Packers, and we lost that game, and I never talked about football again. And since then, I still don't talk about football.
So how you get into rap?
Man, so hip hop music has been in my life. My older brother, shout out my older brother Jorge Gamaro. He is one of the first people that introduced me to hip hop, just because, you know, dropped me off at school. You know, he'd be bumping the Hot Boys, Lil Wayne. That was like one of the first big artists that I started listening to. Remember BG and Jules Santana,
sure.
that whole thing. And my other brother liked like more alternative rock music, but this brother loved hip hop. And my parents thought I was crazy because my parents are immigrants from Guatemala, so they're listening to salsa and different type of music. So they hear me bumping, you know, Hot Boys and Lil Wayne. They're like, "Yo, what you doing? What's all them curse words and all that?" And but little by little, it was something that allowed me to express myself. I was really shy growing up, and I didn't really. I wasn't like the normal kid that had a bunch of friends. You know, I was mainly always like just kicking it.
Okay.
But it was like hip hop that allowed me to like show people my intelligence and who I was, you know.
Dope.
So that's what got me into it.
So what made you start taking it serious?
So I want to say, and it's cool bringing this up because my EP is called The Talent Show. I entered the talent show my first one, I was about 15, 16 years old. And it was a city of Kenosha talent show. It was at the Ruther Auditorium. So you had kids from everywhere come through. And I was so nervous, bro. Like that 8 Mile movie, I was in the bathroom just like that, vomiting, crapping everywhere, vomiting again. I was using like 3 different styles, man. My hands were cold, but they were sweating. And bro, I got up there and I never felt more alive in my life. I never felt better when the music hit. It's almost like it was like a Dragon Ball Z moment. I don't know if everybody. I'm a huge Dragon Ball Z fan.
Okay,
and when you know you go through, I felt like I transformed, and I always want to chase, almost like not to promote it, but almost like an addict tries to chase that high.
Yeah,
I've been chasing that high ever since, and I love it. You know, and and that's what told me that this is something I need to do for the rest of my life is perform.
So palms are sweaty.
Yep. And I couldn't, I told my parents, I went to college for marketing because they like pretty much forced me to go to college, and I appreciate that, that they I didn't graduate, but I learned a lot of things that if I wouldn't have gone to school. So I encourage people, you network, you learn a lot of things, even if you don't finish college. I mean, I encourage people to try to, but even if you don't, it's a great experience.
Yeah.
But honestly, I know I've wanted to do this. I was 15 years old, man, and so I put out my energy, my investing, and not just monetary, but mental and heart into this music thing ever since that point, and haven't looked back.
So when did you realize you can do it professionally?
I would say after I met my wife. She's a big reason for that, because before I met her, I always wanted, it was like a fantasy thing in my mind, like I want to be a hip-hop artist, but it was something that like I didn't always tell everybody, and some people might even look at me crazy when I say it to them. And when we were just even dating, I remember she went through my old computer. You know how it goes. We're kicking it, we're talking about stuff, and she starts playing some music. Or I think I went to the computer and I was just showing her like raps, that I had. She had seen me perform once, but it was again like at a party. It wasn't like a show, nothing like that. And she's like, "Yo, why aren't you taking this serious?" And I'm like, "Well, it's just like it's a fairy dream, It's not something that could really." That was my mindset at the time.
Okay.
And she's like, "Yo, like you have the skill, you have the quality of music." And at the time, I was recording myself, I was mixing my own stuff, because I really didn't have the Kenosha. I love it. It's my hometown always, but a lot of people call it Kenowhere because it's like we don't even have a mall. You know what I mean? The closest we get is the Prime Outlets. But
facts.
So it was a struggle to get out there, but now she really just put the battery in my back to like take it to a professional level and try to make it a career. That was 5-6 years ago now. We've been together 7 years, and I've been pushing it seriously. And she's my management. She's my biggest cheerleader. She's my everything, man. My everything, literally. And without her, I probably wouldn't be here. So
that's dope.
Much love to her for that.
That's dope. So you explained earlier about touching the stage and the rush you feel.
Yeah.
What does a Dre Marro performance look like?
Man, I would say
I'm sorry, I got a taste of it just just watching you freestyle, and I've seen it, so the social media stuff. But what does a Dre Marro performance look like?
I mean, it's one word to sum it up is passion. Like everything I've done in my life, even if I'm having a meal, people love watching me eat something. Like she's like, I love Kung Free watching you eat because you just eat it like it's your last meal. Like you go into the electric chair, and I'm like, that's the way I do everything is passion. It runs in my blood. So one of my performances, you're gonna see me be passionate. I'm gonna perform as if they're gonna take me to the back and put a bullet in my head, and that's my last outing. And I just feel like that's how we should do everything if we care about it enough.
Word. I dig it. So you got a lot of projects out, man.
Yeah, thank you.
You got a lot of projects. I checked them all out.
Oh man, appreciate it.
What's your favorite?
To date is the talent show, my most recent one.
Why the talent show?
It's probably a cliche. Everyone probably says that, but honestly, before this project, I wouldn't have said that. But now with this one, it's just I feel like I was able to invest the right money into recording it, into promoting it. The songs came together naturally. They were organic. It wasn't like I was just downloading beats off YouTube or nothing like that. Like I have my own producer. Shout out to Mitchell. He goes under Colossal Mind. We literally had like a great like chemistry when we were putting together the project. He literally like some of the beats he would ask me like, yo, do you want this? Do you want that? And it just came out like it's one of those projects you could literally play from beginning to end and let it repeat in your car. And I just feel like it's all of me. If you want to ask like what you asked in the beginning, who's Dre Marro? You could play that from front to back, and that would be your answer, who I am,
Dope. So would you say that his name Colossal, you said?
Colossal Mind.
Colossal Mind. Would you say he's like the Dr. Dre to
your
Snoop
it's
Dogg,
funny.
or?
It's funny. Like I was just telling her that talking to my wife, we're driving around. I'm like, yo, I feel like he's my Dr. Dre because like he gives me this. Literally his tag is Colossal Mind got that sauce, and he puts that in all his tracks, and
Dope.
he really gave me that sauce because I've rapped over other tracks, and I love it. I love to work with different producers, but I feel like he captures like my passion with his beats. You could hear it through the bass line, through the vibe of the melodies. Everything he makes is just so emotional, so dramatic. And that's kind of, I joke around like Nas says Illmatic, I call myself Dre-matic, because I'm real crazy, bro. I'm the type of dude I'll be like, on the floor, I'm on my knees just rapping, but it's just because in that moment I feel like I get to be free, I get to be who I am, and then we go back to real life. But in that moment, it's all me.
How important is it for you to have an in-house producer? Because a lot of artists don't, and a lot of artists never find that. And I'm gonna make this a two-part question. Being that you from Kenosha, how did you start finding your resources to like expand your brand or expand your artistry to get to this point?
So to answer the first part, I think is extremely important. And any advice I give to any upcoming artist or producer is, if you're a producer and you got hot music, find yourself an artist that's serious. Instead of just trying to sell tracks to anybody and making a quick $20-$30, invest in an artist that you believe in. And it's kind of hard. It's one of those things hard to find, but you'll grow like that. And to an artist, same thing. Like, try to find yourself that producer. And I have been for years searching for them, because I work with different producers here and there. Long story short, some of them I just didn't vibe with in the grand spectrum of things, or we had different visions on what we wanted to do. But when I met Mitchell, like, he's actually a friend of mine. I consider him a brother of mine.
Okay.
So that kind of came naturally into the music, and he's passionate as I am, and he's serious as I am. So that's to answer that question. I think it's extremely important, and for any artists that are watching this, find yourself that producer and create your own sound, because everybody sounds like everybody else nowadays, and I don't want to be a RC Cola of a Coca-Cola. You know what I'm saying? I want to be the Dre Cola. I want my own sound, my own. If you listen to every legendary artist that we respect, like Eminem, like J. Cole, they have their sound to their music. You know, and so I wanted to give that. To answer the second part of your question, is it's difficult coming from a small town, because you get trapped in this mentality, like, man, if my own town doesn't like put me up here, I'm nobody. And it's kind of hard to, like, when you're in a big city like Chicago, Atlanta, New York, sometimes you can think, okay, well, I need to get known out here because they're big cities. But in a smaller town, a lot of times it gets cliquey. It gets to be about, like, oh, that's my buddy. I worked with him there, so I went way back. And then those things kind of keep people that aren't in the clique kind of out of the circle.
Okay.
So you gotta, like, if they don't mess with me here, I'm gonna go out of town, and that's what I started doing. I hit up the biggest city next to me, which was Chicago, and I started messing with different DJs. You included different producers, different platforms, and I started to network and build my own relationships instead of relying on the relationships of friends of mine that they might be cool, but a lot of times when you grow up with somebody and you work on the production line next to them, they're not gonna want to see you be supervisor. Yeah, it's just how it is,
Yeah.
They're not the real ones like you and me. I don't mind. I get happy when I see
100%.
someone succeed. All it does is I'm so secure in myself that it just inspires me to want to work harder. I might even ask him to teach me something I don't know.
Facts.
But a lot of people aren't like that. A lot of people are kind of like, man, I want to see him do better. So you just got to believe in yourself, invest in yourself, travel. I've been to New York. I've been to Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia. I've been to Florida, Texas. I've been to different places. And that's how I kind of expanded, and just being genuine. I try to be genuine with everyone I meet, and I don't try to expect nothing for free from nobody. I just want everything to be natural, and that's how you're gonna get there.
Dope. So my next question for you is, what's been the hardest part about being an artist for you thus far?
I would say the real hard part, and the part that I think is gonna be, like, probably everyone that says he's gonna tell you, is just trying to balance your music career with family and work life. Okay. Because a lot of times it's like you have to be I'm a husband and father, and then I'm an employee during the day. I have a job, that I used to invest in my music career, and then I'm Dre Marro, and then I'm Andres, which is my real name, is who I am, and I'm Andy to something. So it's like I have all these different hats. So I would say just kind of dividing yourself financially, dividing yourself physically, literally where your body's at a certain time. You miss out on certain things, but you just got to remember that everything is for one purpose, and it's to, be able to live happily and be able to take care of those around you with what you love to do. Because a lot of people are miserable. I see people at my job, even, like, they look miserable, and I'm just like, man, like, I'm not miserable when I work my job, because I know that I'm using that to invest in something that 5-10 years from now, and be able to look and be like, okay, I wasn't there enough for my wife maybe, or my kids, but now I can be there all day with them and pay somebody to do this because I'm in this position. Yeah. And it just takes that sacrifice and that belief,
That's dope. I'll rock with that, bro, because
Thanks,
a lot of people won't even say that, right? Like, a lot of artists just give you the fake image of they lit, or that that they've reached the pinnacle, like they at the at this place, and they got everything together, and not admit that at the end of the day that they're human and still grinding and sacrificing, trying to get to that next level or whatnot. So who are some of your favorite artists, though? Like, who would you say are some of your favorite artists that inspire you?
Man, there's so many to name. I guess I'll start out by saying the ones that I'm into right now, and then overall, just in general. So a big artist that I respect right now is Russ. Like, I've been really getting into his music, And
he dope, real dope.
He's so dope, man. And he's kind of like, if I'm going back to my supporters know I'm a Dragon Ball Z fan. I'm always sharing some Dragon Ball Z. So in Dragon Ball Z, he's like Super Saiyan God level times 10.
Okay.
Just because he produces, mix masters his music, promotes his music, and I just feel like his writing ability. He could write you a pop record. He could write a gritty hip hop track where he's just throwing bars. And I think that's like, if a hip hop artist has like a blueprint to what you want to ascend to, that's what it is. But I would say all time, man, I'm a huge Eminem fan. I've always respected his story, his music, his work ethic. I think a lot of people sometimes pass him off as like, oh, he's just, he's a white boy that raps or something like that. But it's like, there's a lot of white boys that rap that we don't talk about. But I think it's more about just his color. It's like he's at that level because of his work ethic, and you can see the consistency. But another big artist that I would say I'm always been into is Lupe Fiasco. I'm always gonna throw his name out there. Chicago dude, Food and Liquor. That album changed my life. It saved my life in a lot of ways because there was times when I was a kid that if it wasn't for that album, who knows, man, I'd have been crazy or turned to the wrong direction. But he kind of gave a lot of guidance in his music, told a lot of stories, and kind of opened my mind a lot. So yeah, and another artist I gotta give praise to, man, is Chamillionaire. I know people are like, that is a random artist, but he was, in his time, man, he was one of my favorite artists with the Mixtape Messiah series.
Okay.
He was literally his name is Chamillionaire, so it's like a chameleon but rich in style. Because he could like do different types of flows, and I think studying him when I was growing up, he could literally rap fast, he could kind of sing, I kind of wanted to put that in my style, as like being able to adapt to the beat. I almost want to make every beat sound like it was produced for me when I'm rapping on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and not just rapping on the beat, but I'm infusing myself in the beat. And so I gotta give shout out to King Koopa.
That's dope. So I want to ask you a question. It's kind of personal.
Yeah, no, go for it.
How do you feel like people accept you by you being Guatemalan as a hip hop artist?
I would say it's kind of one of those things where at first people definitely, because even when they don't even know who they're just saying I'm Mexican or something like that, and even I gotta explain that because some people don't even know Guatemala is a country. But I feel like
that you have to say that.
Yeah, it's crazy. But you know what? I learned to use that as almost like something to motivate me because everyone has a story to tell, and I'm sure there's a lot of kids from different, not even just maybe from the Philippines, from different countries that maybe their parents came from, and they're not the exact image of what we think an image of a rapper is supposed to look like.
Right.
But I want to encourage people that it doesn't matter what you see. Music is a listening experience, so it's all about and everything you do. But for this answer, it's music. You just got to put yourself out there and not listen to what people might think. Because, I've heard crazy comments indirectly and to me, But I just, I try to take the positive and I go, look, this is just an opportunity for me to show people, like, even though I'm not, the normal skin color that someone would expect me to be, or, I'm still going to be me and try to represent as best as I can,
Word.
And I just smile at it,
Yo, you just dropped a bar. But you say music is a listening.
Yeah.
Like wow.
A lot of people want to see it with their eyes, but music videos and all that. But at the end of the day, is when I used to listen, I used to throw the headphones on and close my eyes, and I'd let the music take me away.
Word.
And so that's what I still try to do with my music. Is like the videos are great, but it's like I want you to be able to see it with my words. Be able to touch it like that.
So what's next?
Right now I got a weekly live stream that I've been doing on Instagram. I call it Lionheart Live Talk. I've been having guests on there. I've had 10 episodes now every week.
Okay.
And I try to get entrepreneurs on there, artists, everything. I got a professional wrestler that's an upcoming pro wrestler that's going to be on the show tomorrow.
Oh,
so for me, it's called Lionheart Live Talk. It's, I got my logo here, Mufasa, I call myself. It's the heart of a lion. In the movie Lion King, I know it sounds silly, but Simba looks in the water and he sees the image of Mufasa.
Yeah.
So a lot of people sometimes be like, "Well, Mufasa's dead." I'm like, "Yeah, because it's like not the physical, it's in your soul, it's in who you are."
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like entrepreneurs, business owners, artists, anything, DJs, you have to have the heart of a lion to be, at the top tier of what you do. So
right.
That's what I like to do. So that's what I've been doing weekly. I want to continue to expand that platform because I love talking to people. I love networking. I love the experience of, someone doing what we're doing right now and just connecting. Mm-hmm. But aside from that, I'm working on a new project. I actually just made a post this morning telling everybody, thank you for supporting my last one, The Talent Show, and to keep supporting it because I'm cooking up something new with Colossal Mind. And and just new music and expanding my my label. I got an independent label called Dre Marro ENT, and we're gonna start getting into clothing and doing short films soon as well. Dre Marro, yep. So it's my name and my wife's name put together. Her name is America. I call her the first lady of hip hop, Miss America, and myself, Dre Marro. So we put it together, and we definitely looking to expand not just in hip hop but in entertainment all around. So.
Dope.
That's definitely on the.
That's super dope, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
I see big things in your future, bro.
Man, I appreciate it.
Like real big things in your future. You real dope. You real talented.
Man.
So, I got a couple more questions before we get out of here. I ain't letting you go.
No, I appreciate you, man. Good questions, by the way. Best interview. I swear, best for real. Like I can tell that you are well thought out of what you want to talk to me about. It's not just the plain old like, okay, so this and that. Like, I love that.
So. My next question is, this is the first time I've ever asked anybody this question.
Okay.
If you had a chance as an artist to not necessarily be these persons, but have these artists' careers to a degree, Lil Wayne or Tech Nine, who would you prefer?
For me, I prefer Tech Nine.
Okay.
Right, hustle. Like I heard that it took him till he was like 40 years old to really get out, like to break into the mainstream. He was making money before that, but to be at the level that we know him at. And I tell my wife sometimes, I'm be 28 this year. I'm 27.
Okay.
September 16th. Virgo. Shout out to my Virgos out there. But I tell her, obviously I would hope I don't take until I'm 40 years old. But at the same time, it's like. Imagine when you're 40. A lot of people still can't retire at 40. And if I was living my dream at 40 years old, and it took and God made it for me to be at that time, it's because I probably had some lessons I had to learn along the way before He put that money in my hands.
Yeah.
I look at everything. Everything's connected. And everything happens for a reason. So what I like about that question is the Tech Nine hustle is like the indie grind, the hard work, literally handing out your own flyers, burning your own CDs. Like that whole hustle. A lot of people. That's where the weak. That's where you separate the boys from the men. A lot of people can't handle that, and that's why they need a major.
Talk.
Yeah, they
that's
need
why I asked you that question.
Yeah. So for me, it's like I want to be able to everything I have, be able to say I own it. Not have to ask my label when I can go on vacation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The whole point of this, in my opinion, to do music is so you can be financially free, and you could. But at the same time, I don't need to be a billionaire. I mean, I want enough money to pay my bills, make sure my family's good, and then even be able to help other people up. But what do you want all this crazy money for if I can't even go on vacation when I want to, because the label said I gotta go to Switzerland next week. I want to set up my own appointments, and that's why I encourage artists now. If you look at the Russes in the game, the Tech Nines, they've showed you that you don't need the record label no more. You create your own label, create your own, invest in yourself. How do you expect the label to invest in you when you want to invest in yourself? So I want that indie hustle, and even if I don't become like this huge Drake level artist, right? Which would be, who's gonna say no to that? If I ever get a chance to jump on a track with Drake, hell yeah! And much love to Drake, man. If he ever gets to hear about me, man, I'll jump on a song with you. But for me, it's about doing it for a purpose, and my purpose is to get my message out there and inspire the next kid to be like, yo. If he could do that Guatemalan kid did that, then my Japanese self or my Philippine self or my white self or black self, I can do what he's doing. And don't matter what you look like, it just matters what's in your heart of a lion.
You just answered the last question.
What's the last question?
The last question.
I'm a psychic too. But
is if you can inspire somebody, what would you tell them? But you just told them.
You see, man, I'm a psychic. I'm a rapper. I'm just crazy. No, but I appreciate it, man.
I dig it, man. We gonna wrap up the interview part right now. Get the people your social media.
All right, man, for sure. Well, you can find me at Dre Marro 262, DREMARRO 262 on all platforms. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube. I'm on everything, and then I'm also got a new website coming soon where you'll be able to get my music for free. You'll be able to join a mailing list to get because I had an old website, but I want to revamp it before I release it again. So it's real organized for everybody. You can get my merch, get your shirts at whatever color you want, and at Dre Marro 262. Just look me up, and on Spotify, Apple Music, just look up Dre Marro, Dre like Dr. Dre, DRE space MARRO. It's spelled Marro it's pronounced Marro like tomorrow. I love that you said my name right. A lot of people call me Dre Marro. I'm like, why do they say that? It don't even look like it's spelled like that.
Don't even make sense.
But yeah, man, that's where you can find me.
You gonna tell that I'm a DJ. You gonna get on the stage?
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
We gonna get the people to perform it so they get to really see what I've been talking about.
Yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm stoked. Let's get it.
Dre Marro, DJ MH to the Eastside Certified. We be right back.
Appreciate you.
Eastside Certified.
Are you in tune with Eastside Certified? If not, you need to be. Eastside Certified is a platform dedicated to underground and exclusive content. Check out eastsidecertified.com for exclusive mixes, interviews, videos, and just added Eastside Certified Radio. That's right, we play some of the dopest underground music in the world. Be sure to stop by the shop and copy you some Eastside Certified merch. eastsidecertified.com. Get in tune.
You're tuned in.
Eastside Certified.
Yo, it's the Pride of the Eastside, DJ MH Twitter. Welcome back to Eastside Certified. Right now, we got the homie Dre Marro on the stage. I'm behind these turntables. We about to do what we do. You ready, broski?
Let's get it, man. Let's talk to him. Let's go.
New Dre Marro, Eastside Certified exclusive DJ MH Twitter. Y'all know the vibes.
Let's get it.
Let's go.
I ignore envy, I'm war ready. A young homie, work hard and play harder. That's why I snore heavy. They wanna torment me, but the core in me got me following a high purpose. Or they'll have to forgive me. This ain't even the worst in me. Bleed you until you're burgundy. Serving heat, this is surgery. Stirring beats as I murder these drum patterns eternally. Earning me quite the currency. Rappers committing perjury. To compare us would be absurdity. Learn to read who the peers be. Urgently, now they wanting to turn the leaf. It doesn't worry me. They ain't hurting me perfectly. I had planned this all. It was birthing me. Lyrically, it's like I'm Hercules. They ain't heard of me. The irony is if we're beefing, you'll get turned to burger meat. Boy, get burned into the third degree. Then get heated, you'll get cooked eternally. Certainly, they refer to me. It fits in terms of beast. It has occurred to me. When I rap, it's just like a blur to me. I kill the set, my folks can't even say a word to me. I've been a threat that's past, future, and currently. Do it pronto, the head honcho. They wish I would, but can't stop though. Your man's hostile. Preach it like the gospel as I flip my nostrils. Getting my money right, they know I'm roaming through Chicago. Still hear voices in my head between the drum taps. Like dogs were up all night, they mad son's back. Punchlines like a time clock, then go out for lunch. Swerving through the city traffic, I'm just trying to rush back. Tomorrow I'll be up earlier than the cockadoodle. Just to catch a flight, it's 5 a.m. I'm eating ramen noodles.
Yes.
This indie artist is an average Joe with an above average flow. Capital gonna be shouting
Let's
to you.
go.
Rigorous and meticulous writtens can give you images. Get a glimpse when I'm dishing it. In a sense, I'm a killer when spitting this. Vicious and hella vivid. I live this shit while you sitting there fidgeting. A dope spitter and go getter. Hit you in your throat if you speaking like a hoe. Go figure. I write the type of bars that could give you bro hiccups. I'm only warming up like I was serving cold dinner. Throw unloading plenty flows. Never know how it can go. On a microphone, I'm hella classy. Call me Victor Moan. I'm just in a different mode. Treat the track like some pussy. Let it start by hitting slow. Keys in the ignition. Whoa. She love the way I'm driving in it. It ain't about the vehicle, it's about the man that's riding in it. I ain't got a lot of digits, but I promise I can get it. Shining as I defy the laws of physics. Rhyming lyrics, I am not a politician. You know you gotta listen. Run my mouth a mile a minute while with an astounding vision. Tell Eddie Murphy I'm the golden child. Styling with it, no one follow with it. Now I really must devour. Lyricism can really hit them, I feel them slipping. They cheering endless, my spirit's driven, sincere and wicked. But fear and gimmicks, they cheering endless. You already know when I rap and they are here to witness. Setting the speed, again I repeat, you never be better than me. Competitively, I said I'ma let it release. Regret it when stepping to me. Ahead of the beat, they wanna get to believe they're getting the better of me. Ahead of the beat, they wanna get to believe they're getting the better of me. Your heart's racing, bars blazing, they talk crazy. When thoughts anxious, you know that I got it. And when I'm rapping, I'm like Tom Brady. Tell these microphones that I'm on, baby. Let's go. Fasa, my man DJ MH to the, let's get it.